Imagine a scenario. You are staring at your screen.
Mm-hmm.
There is a little blue square character. It is running automatically from the left side to the right. It is moving fast.
Okay.
Suddenly, a box falls directly in its path.
Right.
To make your character jump over it, a math problem flashes up. 5 plus 3. You have to type 8 instantly.
Ah, that sounds incredibly stressful.
It is. If you type it in time, the square jumps. If you don't, game over. But here is the catch.
I am listening.
You didn't download this game from an app store.
Yeah.
You didn't spend 6 months learning C++ to build it.
You simply described it in plain English.
Exactly. You are not the coder here. You are the game director.
That is the promise of the technology we are looking at today. It is a fundamental shift from consumption to creation.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are unpacking Gemini Canvas. And unpacking really feels like the right word here.
It does, yeah.
Because this isn't just a feature update. It is a shift in the geometry of AI interaction. We are moving from a linear chat to a collaborative workspace.
And looking at our roadmap today, we have massive ground to cover. We aren't just generating text emails.
Right.
We are building web apps.
Right.
We are designing commercial websites for coffee shops using real data. We are literally cloning existing software tools using just a video.
And turning boring spreadsheets into interactive dashboards.
All without knowing a single line of code.
That is a bold claim.
Mm.
Let's start with the why. The sources highlight a universal problem. The messy nature of standard AI chat.
The scroll of death.
The scroll of death. Exactly. Think about traditional large language models. They are linear. You ask a question, you get an answer.
Right.
But say you are writing a report. You ask the AI to shorten the second paragraph. What happens?
It rewrites the entire document.
It does. Now you have two versions. You have to scroll up to see the old one and scroll down for the new one.
And if you want to change one specific phone number, you usually have to copy-paste the whole thing into Word just to fix formatting.
It creates friction. It breaks your flow state completely. You spend more time managing text than creating it.
Precisely. Gemini Canvas solves this by changing the layout. It opens a dedicated panel on the right side.
It separates the conversation from
the content itself, exactly.
Right.
Chat on the left for instructions, a functional document editor on the right.
You can click into it, type, delete sentences, fill in empty spaces directly.
So if you want to add your name to a job application, you don't ask the AI to rewrite it.
You just click and type it. It stops the AI from hallucinating a whole new version just for a typo.
Now, there's a specific setup requirement here. You have to turn it on using the Tools button.
Make sure you are in Canvas mode.
Right. But there is a critical pro tip for paid users, turning on the thinking feature.
The thinking feature. The source describes it as asking a worker to draw a blueprint before laying bricks.
Yeah, that is a great analogy.
Why does that specific thinking mode matter so much for non-coders?
It reduces logic errors. When you ask AI to write complex code, you don't want it just guessing the next word. You want it mapping the architecture first. It prevents the AI from rushing into a bad solution.
So it maps the logic first to prevent broken code later.
Exactly. It prioritizes accuracy over speed. Beat. It ensures a solid foundation.
Okay, we have the workspace open. Thinking mode is on. Let's look at the first major use case. The habit tracker.
This is the hello world moment for non-technical users.
This is where we stop talking text and start talking software. The prompt in the source is very specific. The user asks to create a simple web app to track drinking water, reading, and walking. They ask for a big button and a light green background.
Usually asking a chatbot for code gives you a terrifying block of text, brackets everywhere. It is intimidating.
Right, it raises the barrier to entry. But in Canvas, there is a preview or run button.
You click that, and the code vanishes. It renders.
Suddenly you have a functional app on your screen. You click the big water button, and the counter goes up. It is tactile.
And then the user iterates. They want to see progress over time, so they just ask the AI to add a simple visual chart.
You don't need to know JavaScript charting libraries. You just say add a chart.
The AI updates the code in the background. A bar chart appears showing weekly progress.
It makes you pause and think. What does this instant rendering imply for software accessibility?
It democratizes creation. You are now the product manager defining the what, while the AI handles the how.
We democratize creation by describing software instead of writing syntax.
Spot on. You build by describing.
Let's shift gears to learning. The source discusses interactive study, specifically learning photography terms like aperture, shutter speed, and ISO.
This combats passive consumption.
Normally, you get a wall of text about aperture. You read it, you nod, and you forget it 10 minutes later.
Canvas transforms that text into active recall tools. You click Create, and it turns that report into digital flashcards.
You click to flip them, or it generates a multiple-choice quiz.
And if you guess wrong, it doesn't just say wrong, it explains why. It builds a feedback loop.
But the feature that really caught my eye is the audio tool.
The podcast feature. It is incredible.
Whoa. Just imagine the scale of that audio immersion. The AI generates a conversation between two synthetic people discussing camera terms.
It adds emotional texture. You can put on headphones, walk in the park, listen to them use metaphors and crack jokes.
Which format effectively combats our modern information overload?
I think the audio feature does. It decouples learning from the screen. You absorb information passively without the burnout of active reading.
Audio allows passive learning away from screens to prevent burnout.
Exactly. It turns study time into lifetime.
That decoupling is vital. Let's look at a commercial application now. Use case 3, the Morning Bean Coffee Shop.
This is a great workflow example. Imagine opening a small cafe.
You have a Google Doc with your menu, your address, and your origin story.
You use Google Notebook LM to organize it, then connect it to Canvas.
The prompt is simple. Create a modern website using the provided menu. Warm brown color, mobile friendly.
Normally, website builders give you templates full of fake Latin text.
Lorem ipsum. I hate that stuff.
It is the worst. You spend hours doing surgery on the text, just deleting it.
But here, because the AI read your source docs, there are no placeholders.
Right. It uses your actual latte price, $4.50. It uses your real street address.
It generates a working first draft immediately. Why is using real data instead of placeholders so significant?
It removes the translation layer. You aren't doing tedious data entry anymore. You are just refining the creative design.
It removes the tedious translation layer of inputting real content later.
Right. You eliminate the friction of starting from zero.
Refinement is a great segue to our next section. This sounds like science fiction to me. Cloning tools.
This is where multimodal capability flexes. Multimodal meaning the AI processes video and audio, not just text.
The scenario is wild.
Right.
A user wants a custom Pomodoro-focused timer. Blue background, louder alarm.
But they don't type this out. They record a screen video.
A video?
Yeah. They talk to the computer. They say, look at this timer counting down. When it hits 0, play a bell.
And they upload that video file to Gemini. The AI watches it, listens to the voiceover, and writes the code to replicate it.
It does, and it iterates. The user says the start button is too small, make it larger, and add a pause button. The AI fixes it.
This feels like a massive leap. How does this multimodal aspect change the way we program?
It mimics human instruction. We can program by demonstration now. You point and talk just like training a human apprentice.
We can now program simply by showing and telling via video.
Yes. It lowers the cognitive load entirely. 2-sec silence. It bridges human intuition and machine execution.
It is incredibly intuitive. But we have to talk about data, the boring stuff that runs the world. Spreadsheet.
Personal expense tracking, everyone's favorite weekend activity.
The source outlines turning rent, food, and gas expenses into a visual dashboard. But there is a major bug users need to know.
The secret trick, do not upload the Excel file directly.
If you attach the file, the AI gets confused. It spits out raw code. Why is that?
Files have hidden metadata and complex headers. It trips up the AI. It tries to interpret the file format instead of the data.
So the workaround is just highlighting the rows, copying and pasting the text directly into the chat.
It sounds low-tech, but it works perfectly.
Why is that copy-paste nuance so critical here?
It strips away file formatting. It gives the AI clean, raw data so it doesn't get lost interpreting the file structure.
Direct pasting prevents the AI from getting lost in file formatting.
Exactly. Clean input leads to clean output. And the result is a fully interactive dashboard.
You hover over a pie chart slice to see exact food spending. You click tabs for monthly details.
It turns a wall of numbers into a navigable map.
I want to circle back to where we started, the Math Runner game. The source details the iteration process there.
Yes. The user plays it and realizes the blue square is too fast.
They type, slow down the running speed by half. The code updates instantly.
It is true collaboration. You are the director.
I have a vulnerable admission here. I still wrestle with vague instructions myself. I often just say, make it cool or make it better.
That is a common pitfall. The AI needs a steering wheel. You have to be specific.
Say, light green background, half speed, add a pause button.
And you cannot just give up after one try. Iteration is the feature. What does that math game example prove about the tool's flexibility?
Wait, let me ask you that. What does the game prove?
It proves this isn't just for productivity. It is a creative engine for fun, education, and whimsy.
It proves the tool is a creative engine for fun, too.
Yes, it is a universal builder. It is a mirror for your own creativity.
We will be right back to wrap this up after a quick word.
Stay with us.
Ha sponsor.
And we are back.
Let's recap the big idea. We have covered a lot, but if we zoom out, what is the core shift?
We are shifting from asking questions to building solutions. We used to treat AI like an oracle. Now it is a pair of hands.
It puts a software developer right on your desk. The power is in that preview button.
The ability to see the thing, test it, and iterate using plain English.
For the listener who hasn't clicked that Tools button yet, what is the call to action?
Open Gemini. Turn on the Workspace. Try one small thing. Make a flashcard deck or a simple habit tracker.
Experience that moment where text turns into a clickable button.
Yeah.
The barrier to entry for software creation has basically evaporated.
The only limit is your ability to articulate what you want.
That is true. But here's something to mull over. If anyone can build a functional app in 10 seconds using plain English, what happens to the value of an idea? When execution becomes free, maybe the only currency left is human taste.
That is a fascinating point to leave on.
The limit isn't the code. It is the clarity of your thought. Thank you for diving in with us.
Always a pleasure.